All right, let's see if we can get this 248-7-17 holder block done. It's not as hard as it looks. It does have these weird angles on it, right? There's a 45 here and there's a 45 there, but these distances, that distance and this distance, tell us everything we need to know. So we're going to look here at this, how deep this is, and that's what we're going to do is we're going to draw the front shape here, but we're going to draw it all the way up to that size right there, and we'll extrude it back this distance. Then we'll go on to this side right here. We'll create a new sketch, and we'll make a line that starts from here, goes up 0.94, and then we'll draw a line to the top line there, and we'll make sure that it's 45 degrees, and then we'll finish that block up and we'll extrude it and cut it out. We'll do the same thing on that side. All right, you ready? So here we go. All right, so we're going to start a new drawing. You can start it in the Schoology, or in the way you would do it, from this class thing in here. We're going to call it 248-7-17, and it is the holder block. All right, and I'm going to add mine to auxiliary views so I can find it easier later if I want to. I'm going to do exactly what I told you I was going to do. I'm going to go to this right side view here, go to New Sketch. I'm going to change this to View Normal 2, and from here I'm going to draw a line that goes up, one that goes over, one that goes up, one that goes over, one that comes down, goes over this way, comes down to the original line and comes over. Then I'm going to start dimensioning right away. I'm going to put a dimension on here that says this is 2.80, right? And from here up to the top is 2.44. All right, so those things messed up. So I'm going to move this one up a little bit. I hope yours was fine, right? I'm going to move them up, but I'm going to say I want to do a horizontal constraint between these two. All right, and I'm also going to say that I want this one and this one to be equal because they're both supposed to be 0.4. So then I'll put a dimension on this one that makes this 0.4. All right, so now the only other thing we need to know at this point is how tall this is, and that is also 0.4. So you could use the equals constraint and say that this and this are also equal. All right, finish that sketch. Click the side here so we can see it extrude, and I'm going to extrude it back the other way. That distance is 2.8. All right, finish that sketch. I'm going to right click on this side right here and create a new sketch here on that side, and I'm going to View Normal 2 on that sketch. All right, then I'll do what I said before, is I'm going to draw a line that starts somewhere down here. It goes up to here. It's blue, so we want to make it black, so I'm going to click that and change this to 0.94. So that tells me what the end is, and then I'm going to do a dimension that goes from here to here. Oops. Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to draw a line that goes from there to that endpoint. And I need to go from that endpoint. Oops, I want to draw a line then that goes from this endpoint down to here. So those should be black. Now I can put a dimension on that says from here to here. So I drew a triangle in there, and I want that to be 45 degrees. Finish that sketch. All right, and then I'm going to click Extrude, and I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to change this so it cuts through all. And so that's that part right there. I'll finish that sketch. Right click on here, New Sketch again. View Normal 2 so you can see right straight at the side of it. And I'm going to draw a line that goes somewhere in here like this. Something like that. All right, and I'm going to put a dimension on that goes from here to here. Oh, I forgot again. I got to do that. I got to finish that up. I got to draw a line that goes from here to here, and a line that goes from here, a line that goes from here down to here. All right, so now those two are there. I'll put a dimension on here that says this is 45 degrees. It's close on that drawing. And I'm going to put a dimension on this line right here that is 0.8. Oops, I see what I did there. All right, so I messed that up because what I don't want to do is I don't want to have that line touch that midpoint, right? So I'm going to draw a line here. You got lucky if you didn't do that. So I'm going to draw that line that comes up here and put it right about there somewhere. I'm going to do a coincident constraint between this endpoint and this endpoint. I'll then put a dimension on that says that this is 45. And I'm going to do a dimension for this line right here. Do I not have a line there? Okay, I got to draw one. I got to draw a line that goes from here to here. And that dimension of that line is 0.8. So then I can finish that sketch and go to the corner here, and I can click on this and extrude it. And I want to remove it and change it so it goes through all, and that part's right. Okay? Then I'm going to right click on this view. I'm going to click a new sketch there. See how it puts it on that angle? Or I'm going to click on that side, put a sketch on there, and I'll right click and view normal to. Alright, from here we're just going to draw a circle in this area right here. So I'm going to draw this circle right there. I'm going to put a dimension that goes from this line to the center point right there, and that, even though it's sideways, is only 1. And from the edge over, so I'm going to go from here to here, and put that there, and it's also 1. And then I want to know what the diameter of that hole is, and it is 1.5. Alright, so there's a hole there. Alright, so then I'll finish this sketch by clicking on that corner right there, and then I'm going to extrude this through. So I'll extrude this, remove, go here, go through all, cuts all the way through the whole thing. And then that's my part. Alright, so that's it right there. It should save automatically because it's online. Create a new part here. And I don't care, let's do the, it's not metric, so we'll do inch and click OK. And we'll go from there. When this comes in, I'm going to place my first view, and that's a perfect view for this. And I'll put this right here, and I'm going to put another view right here. And then I'm going to stop at that point right there because those are enough that I can put dimensions on. I'm going to do an auxiliary view, and I'm going to click this view right here and put it somewhere right about there. Alright, so I got that. Alright, so that's centered on there. So let's look at these things. I'm going to put dimensions on for just this circle. Let's worry about the circle first. So that is 1 inch there. And I'll do another one that goes from here down to this surface, which is also 1 inch. Oh yeah, I want to change this to just 1 decimal place, or 2 decimal places. So I change that, so that looks good. And then I'll go ahead and do a dimension that says this right here, and we'll say that diameter, and I'm going to say right here, I'm going to do space, and let's make sure my cap lock is on and do through all. And click out here. So that tells us that. That's everything we need to know about that circle right there. The next thing we can do is we can put a dimension on. We'll go over here and start dimensioning some of these other things. So we'll look at this feature and say that this feature right here is 0.4. Let's see if I can squeeze this in down here. And I'll put a dimension on this one that says that's 0.4. And I'll do one for this whole line that says that's 2.8. Alright, and I'm going to do one that says from a dimension that goes from the bottom line right here to this line. Well, I don't even want to do it there. I want to do it over here because I can see that easy. I'll do a dimension that goes from here down to here. You can see it better right there, so I want that one right there. I also want to know how far back this goes, so that's 2.8 right there. Oh, I forgot. I want to right click on this view, click show the hidden lines. I'm going to right click on this one and click show the hidden lines. And you're going to see some weird things happen there because that's actually what happens on the back side of that. We can go back and look. So here, click center line, and you can click center line on that part, and you can click center line on this part right there. So that center line goes through that whole thing. Wonder if I can move that out. Yeah, I want to do that, move that out just a little bit. So that center line goes through there. All right, 280. I want to add one. Let's go here. I forgot to do this one. I'll add that 40 right there. I'm going to look at this part right here and go, I want a dimension from here to here, and that's 45. I want a dimension from here to here, and that's also 45. So I know what that 94 is. The only other one I have left is the dimension that goes from this endpoint. Oops. I want to do a dimension that goes from this endpoint to this endpoint and put that right there. And at this point, I have one dimension left, and that is one that tells us how tall the whole part is. And I can put it here or I can put it here, so I'll probably go here to here and put this right out here. It tells us how big the whole part is. Then we're done that. We'll go ahead and put in here the name of the part, which was the holder block. Holder block. And we'll put in what the part number is. Delete that and put in 248-7-17. That's my part number. And let's see, if I click on that again, I want to get rid of that part right there in front of the holder block thing so it centers it on there correctly, and double click my mouse wheel, and I'm going to go ahead and print it, make the PDF file. All right,